Every guy wants to be the perfect man, because they think it will give them a healthy life with love, wealth, and happiness. And because they want this, guys do all kinds of stuff in order to get closer to the goal. They go to the gym 5 times per week. They work 40 hours at a job. They learn, watch videos, eat clean, buy nice cars, expensive clothes. They do all of these things because they think it will inch them closer to becoming the perfect man. However, the purpose of this video is to provide an infallible blueprint outlining what the perfect man looks like. It will be broken into 2 parts. First, the 25 things that make the perfect man's appearance, and second, 25 things making the perfect man's lifestyle. I've never seen anyone on YouTube do this before, and the reason I'm making this video is because I see a surprisingly large amount of division amongst guys online of what the perfect man is. Some guys think Brad Pitt's physique from Fight Club is perfect, others think Ronaldo, others think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's, and a small minority even think it's a dad bod. Some guys think happy men appear more attractive, others think mean and angry looking men are more attractive. Lastly, though I know there will always be some subjectivity on what makes the perfect man. After all, every woman has a different opinion. I will be defining perfect as the guy that appeals to the most amount of women. So, if there's 2 guys and one has a trait that 51% of women prefer while the other 49% prefer, I will say the trait with 51% is perfect and the other is inferior. Anyway, let's get this started. 1. The perfect man has a strong jawline with good forward growth, width, and a long ramus, as opposed to a weak, rounded, and recessed jawline. Number 2. The perfect man has a low body fat percentage, making his jawline and face lean, as opposed to having a high body fat percentage and puffy face. However, the perfect man is not so lean that he looks like a bodybuilder. 10 to 12% is both ideal and sustainable for most guys. Number 3. The perfect man's face is highly symmetrical as opposed to containing all sorts of mismatches and asymmetries. Number 4. For his eye area, they appear hunter-like with a narrow piercing look, as opposed to a bulging and prey-like eye area. Number 5. He has a full head of hair with a square hairline. Additionally, his hair complexion is vibrant and youthful, as opposed to having any form of recession, thinning, or greying. Number 6. His skin complexion also looks healthy and youthful and is tight against his face, as opposed to having skin that is saggy, dull, and wrinkled. Number 7. The perfect man has a compact mid-face as opposed to an overly long or squidged mid-face. Getting technical, a 1-to-1 ratio from your pupils to your upper lip is considered ideal. Number 8. He has full and thick eyebrows as opposed to poorly shaped or thin eyebrows. Number 9. He has straight white teeth with no gaps, as opposed to discoloured teeth with spacing. Number 10. He has full lips that are healthy looking, as opposed to overly thin ones with cracking. Number 11. He has a refined nose as opposed to any oversized or deviated shapes. 12. He has high set cheekbones and small eye orbits as opposed to low set cheekbones that cause eye bags. 13. All of his features work in perfect harmony and complement one another, as opposed to being incongruent. You can really see what I'm talking about here with Zac Efron, who does have all attractive features objectively, but together they look a little off compared to the harmonic face. Anyway, that's the last for facial attractiveness. Now on to physique and bodily dimensions. 14. The perfect man has tall height between 6'3" and 6'4". Not too short that would make him less dominant, but not too tall either that makes him more of a niche to women. Number 15. He has wide shoulders compared to his waist with a perfect ratio of 1.6 to 1, as opposed to more equal widths that look less masculine. 16. He has marginally wider hips compared to his waist with a ratio of 1.1 to 1. This isn't too wide, which would cause him to look feminine and childbearing. 17. He has large defined upper arms as opposed to underdeveloped small ones. 18. He has a broad chest as opposed to an untrained and flat area. 19. He has large shoulders and lats giving a perfect V-taper, compared to a narrow, slender and pencil-like figure. It also helps that he has low lat insertions which extends his V-taper, as opposed to this guy who has a good physique but high lat inserts which are suboptimal. Number 20. He has a thick neck as opposed to an overly slim, weak one. 21. He has large wrists as opposed to small ones that appear snappable. 22. He has a visible and symmetrical six-pack as opposed to a non-existent one. 23. The perfect man has large legs in proportion to his body as opposed to frail and neglected ones. That's right, the perfect man never skips leg day. 24. He has vein visibility on areas such as his arms and forearms which show blood flow, health and high testosterone, as opposed to not having this feature. However, this isn't hugely important, so it's not a huge deal if you don't have them. Lastly, 25. All of these features come together to form the perfect male body, where all features harmonise and complement each other. Remember, you're not trying to build this physique which most girls would find over the top. Instead, this is about as close as you can get to the ideal for the eyes of most women. Anyway, that's all the physical characteristics that make the perfect man. Now moving on to the perfect male lifestyle, for which again there are another 25 points. 26. Wealth. The perfect man is rich. He can afford anything and everything without thinking about it, and is single-handedly able to provide for his partner, children, family, and children's future families by providing generational wealth. 27. Social circle. The perfect man has lots of friends, both male and female. No matter what time of day it is, he has options to set up an exhilarating activity with whichever friends he likes. 28. Online following. The perfect man has a maxed out Instagram profile with dozens of exciting posts. Not to mention, he has 500,000 followers and a blue checkmark. 29. The perfect man has a native English speaking accent. I know this one is going to get a fair amount of contention in the comments. But like I said at the beginning, I've defined perfect as what most women find attractive. And although small percentages of women have a thing for foreign accents, I believe the majority of them don't and would prefer a clear, well-spoken, native English accent. 30. The perfect man has a deep voice showing he has high testosterone. He speaks with depth and impact, and people know everything he's about to say is important just from his tone of voice. 31. He speaks with convictions. He never has doubts in what he's saying because everything he says is objective facts, not opinions. He is as concise as can be. In other words, he doesn't waffle or ramble, and he can say the same message using as few words as possible. 32. The perfect man is articulate. The perfect man never mumbles, never uses filler words, and never pauses mid-sentence unless it's for effect, of course. 33. The perfect man is pre-selected. He always has women surrounding him, which makes onlooking women even more attracted to him, as they know his abundance makes him look trustworthy and a pleasure to be around. 34. The perfect man is happy looking, not aggressive or muggy looking. He looks approachable and the guy every person in the room wants to be involved with. 35. The perfect man is stylish. He has an abundance of well-fitting clothes that complement his physique and make him appear high status. 36. The perfect man is hygienic, and he has a masculine smell from his most lavish cologne. 37. He is patient and listens. He's in no rush to speak, and he lets other people finish their sentence even if what they're saying is completely irrelevant. 38. The perfect man is stoic and never emotionally reactive. Words never hurt him. Any verbal conflicts he deals with in the same deadpan tone. And as for physical confrontations, he doesn't become aggressive, causing him to overreact with force way above what's necessary. And instead, he neutralizes all threats with the exact same level of physicality as he had received. 39, however, the perfect man is highly emotionally perceptive. So, while he shows minimal emotion himself, he understands most people around him are extremely emotional, so he is able to read these situations and signals perfectly, allowing him to take action to calm the person down. 40. The perfect man's perceptions of his abilities are in perfect alignment with his actual abilities. So he doesn't overestimate what he can do, not even by a fraction, as this would make him appear arrogant or delusional. But he also doesn't underestimate his abilities, which would make him self-doubting and stop him fulfilling his potential. 41. The perfect man is extremely sharp with funny one-liners and smart comments. He always knows the right thing to say. 42. The perfect man is fearless. Women entrust him to be courageous, dependable, and take calculated risks to solve any problem. 43. The perfect man is ambitious. He is always moving in an upward trajectory in life and never downwards. He has a growth mindset. 44. Efficiency. The perfect man never wastes time, energy, or money. Instead, he does the absolute bare minimum and still achieves his goals. In other words, he always takes the path of least resistance. That's efficiency. 45. He's well thought out. The perfect man is like a computer with all the answers. And when a question is asked to him, it's as if he just has to select the optimal response from his massive database of wisdom. No questions catch him off guard, and he speaks with genius in every sentence. 46. Delayed gratification. The perfect man is consistent and doesn't allow what he wants in the moment to overshadow his long-term gains. If he could have $100 in a month or $99 right now, he will pick the $100 in a month every time. 47. Man of his words. The perfect man doesn't deceive people for the sake of his own benefit. He is honest and plays by the rulebook, but still dominates his competition by playing fair. 48. Independent. He is able to thrive and be prosperous independent of those around him. So even if something bad like his girlfriend breaks up with him, it won't matter because he's not dependent on her emotionally or financially. 49. However, the perfect man is calculated. So although he knows depending on others is bad because 90% of people are unreliable, he still allows dependencies, but only when he's made the calculated decision that what he's asking of someone generates positive expected values on average. So if he was to delegate a job to a forklift driver to move a $1,000 crate of ceramics and can pay him $100 for the job, then if he knows there is less than a 10% chance that the driver will break the crate, then it makes sense every time to pay him for this job. Lastly, 50. The perfect man holds accountability and takes responsibility. He doesn't deflect blame. In fact, the first thing he thinks after something goes wrong is, was there anything I could have done in my power to stop this from happening? Anyway, those are the 50 lifestyle factors that make the perfect man that every guy should strive towards. If I've missed any, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and also hit the like button on your way out as it all helps the YouTube algorithm.